She got it west. Hey, girl, how you doing? Look, I'm double up. Girl, I'm a
Porn addiction is in the theory when you can't stop looking at porn, even if you want to, and the obsession gets to the point that it interferes with work, relationships, and other parts of daily life. It is easy to understand how this could be a problem with the widespread ability of internet porn today. In 2019, for example, the popular site Pornhub recorded 42 billion visits, that is 115 million a day. Scientists are debating if heavy use of pornography is an addiction. In the medical science of the world, the WHO added compulsive sexual behavior as a mental health disorder in 2019. And while it doesn't single out a pornography addiction, it does not refer to repetitive sexual activities becoming a central focus of a person's life to the point that they neglect their health and personal care or other interests, activities, and responsibilities. While many viewers of adult content doesn't seem to suffer ill effects, porn can be problematic to others. The Kinsley Institute survey found 9% of the porn viewers said that they have tried but they are unsuccessfully to stop. Also, men and women typically use different types of porn. Men are often drawn to videos showing sex acts absent to context. You might not even see anybody's face, she says. Women, though, tend to watch couple porn with storylines in soft angles. When partners use often together, they tend to watch things where both people are more egalitarian participants in a sexual acts. Although couple seems to benefit from pornography, that's not the case for everyone. When one partner uses porn at high frequency, typically the men in the heterosexual couples, there can be a tendency to withdraw emotionally from the relationship. Those men report increased secrecy, less intimacy, and lead to more depression. Results dispute the idea that porn is related to addiction. One group of researchers found that watching porn didn't activate the part of brain usually involved with addiction. In fact, brain activity in those areas are decreased. Other scientists point out that studies have so far either been poorly organized or have struggled with defining what exactly would make this an actual education. Plus, some way it is difficulty to get a handle on how widespread the problem is, in part because few users think that this habit is an of severe problem. Porn addiction is controversial in the medical health community. There is no clear set of causes available, but there may be some clues in the causes of compulsive sexual behavior. Things that lead to porn addiction could include a brain chemical imbalance, brain pathway changes, brain diseases. Things could make porn addiction more likely include ease of access and privacy. Compulsive sexual behavior like porn addiction could also be more likely if you have drug or alcohol and use problems or family problem who have them. Other mental issues such as a mood disorder like depression or a gambling addiction, family conflict, or history of physical or sexual abuse. Whether it is an addiction or not, those who use pornography regularly have intense urges or cravings for sex. Definition about how much porn is too much vary, but most experts agree that if it gets in the way of your day-to-day activity, you could be watching too much. Porn becomes a central part of your life. You stop doing things you really enjoy so that you can see more of it. You neglect personal care. You lose interest in other activities. You become less interested in social encounters. It damages your relationship. You let go of other responsibilities. It affects your job or schoolwork. You are looking at it or watching it in the places that aren't appropriate, like school or work. Your sex life starts to be unfulfilling. You have craving for more. You can't stop looking or at watching porn even when you try. You can't quit even though you don't enjoy it as much. You have been heavily looking at watching porn for 6 months or more. The main type of treatment for compulsive sexual behavior is physiotherapy. Cognitive behavior therapy (CBT) is a type of physiotherapy or talk therapy. You will work with a mental health professional to identify problem areas in your life and learn ways to overcome them. Acceptance and commitment therapy is a form of CBT that emphasizing accepting your thoughts and urges and committing to actions that are more in line with other values. Meditations can help control brain chemicals linked with obsessive thoughts and actions. They include antidepressants, mood stabilizers, anti-allergens, and withdrawal. You can also look into a self-help and support groups like Sex Addicts Anonymous and Sexaholic Anonymous. In addition to having people who understand what you are going through, they can also point to you mental health professional trained in dealing with exercise porn use.